Hey, what's up guys? All right, in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys glass only repair on a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus using the freezer and out of frame method. I'm gonna show you guys the whole thing. Now let's get this started. All right, so this is gonna be the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus glass only repair with the freezer and out of frame method. So as you see, there's cracks right there. It all starts right here, just going across. Now you can do in frame using the freezer with this, which I've been doing for a year already, but we're not gonna do that today. I'm gonna show you guys out of frame using the freezer with this. So let's just let this boot up a little bit. All right, so here you see the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. There's the cracks right there going all across right here. Screen works perfectly fine. There are no black lines or anything like that, as you can see right here. All right, so first things first, time to take this thing out of the frame. All right, so step one, in order to do the out of frame method, we have to lay it right here on this hot plate right here. And we'll just leave it on there for a good at least 4 minutes or so. And then we'll start the out of frame process, which you guys are gonna see the whole thing. All right, so this thing is hot enough, and now let's begin with this. So now what I'm gonna do is let this cool down a bit, and then we're gonna test this out. All right, so here's the Galaxy S9 Plus, and let's let it boot up all the way so we can see that it's fully working. Put it down right here. So as you guys see, everything still works fine. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so the next step is to put this back into the frame and throw it in the freezer, and that's how we're gonna get the glass off. You guys are gonna see that, guys, right now. All right, so now we got the screen right back into the frame, and then we're just gonna throw it over here right into this freezer. Then we're gonna get the glass off. Always Raider Nation. There we go, right into the freezer, and I'll be back. All right, so time to take it out of the freezer. All right, so the glass is taken off, and I want to show you guys something real quick. So check this out. A lot of you guys have probably tried this right here, and you guys think that the freezer splits the screen in two. It's not. What it is right here. You see this right here? You see how it may look like it's split, but it's not. What this is right here, you can see this. It's this back adhesive sticker that is splitting off from the LED screen. If you can see how the LED screen on the S9s and newer, it is like paper thin. Like if legitly you grab a piece of paper and you connect it, I mean like you compare it, it's paper thin. There you go. No, my phone can't focus on it. But you see how thin this is? Super, super thin. So this thing is pretty much thawed out. So we're gonna test the screen to see if it works good. And there we go. Galaxy S9 Plus glass taken off with the freezer. Now, generally when I used to do these, I would do them in frame. And then I would use like LOCA glue in the frame. But I started doing them now this way, out of frame. Let's wait till this thing boots up. All right, and there it is. Galaxy S9 Plus. Everything still works, still super sticky. So now the next step is to clean up all the glue that's remaining on here. You see, there's just a bunch of glue that's there. So the way that we're gonna clean up the glue is we're gonna put this right back in the frame, and we're gonna use an in-frame glue cleaning mold to do that. All right, so now we have this back into the frame. Now we're gonna grab this in-frame mold. We're gonna put this in here, and then we're gonna get the glue off by putting it right here onto this hot plate right here. So we're gonna get this warm, and then we're gonna use the glue cleaning tool to get the glue off. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Just let that sit right there. All right, so I think this is warm enough to get the glue off. Let me point out one thing. With the S9s and newer, it is more delicate to take the glue off than the S8s. One thing is the display, how I showed you guys, it is a lot thinner on this. So what I do from experience, when you take the glue off, you stay away from the edges. So basically, let me grab something. When you're using this glue cleaning tool, you stay away from up here and down here. So when you get to these areas, when you get to about right here, you stop. You don't go all the way up. You get it off with your hand the rest of the way, okay? So let's get the glue off now. So now most of the glue is off, and this thing is still like really hot. So we're gonna wipe down with alcohol, regular alcohol. You don't need this like really smelling other chemicals that they have out there. So what I use is just basic 91% alcohol that you can get at pretty much any grocery store. And then you just wipe it down. All right, as you can see, the majority of it is off. All I have to do is get a super like clean rag and get the rest of it off. But what I'm gonna do is take this out, let this cool off a little bit, and then we're gonna test it to see how this thing works. And there we go, Galaxy S9 Plus. You see how it kind of curls up a little bit up here? That's fine. Let's wait till this thing boots up all the way. So as you guys can see, there is a little bit of like wavy action going on. But that's okay because we're gonna be doing this out of frame method with the LOCA sheets and the bubbler machine, so that doesn't really matter right now. That stuff like goes away. I think that a lot of people have trouble doing this is the reason because, like I was saying just a little bit ago, this screen is more delicate. So I think that people try and they don't succeed, so they just give up and say, oh, freezer doesn't work. Trust me, I've tried it multiple times. In the beginning, when I was new at it, when I was new doing the S9, and I figured how to do everything. You just have to know how to take the glass off. You have to help the glass to come off. Certain ones are different. Like, let's say, like, for instance, when you put a Galaxy S8 in the freezer, you can leave it in there for like 4 minutes and then the glass will just kind of separate. Sometimes with the Galaxy S9, you have to leave it in the freezer for like a good 10, sometimes even 15 minutes. You got to leave it in the freezer to get it to start to separate. And then you got to still know what you're doing. I kind of go over that more advanced stuff in my course. So as you guys see, everything's working fine. So now I'm gonna clean this off and we're gonna laminate. We're gonna do the LOCA sheet method. We're gonna laminate the LOCA sheet onto a glass. And why don't I just show you guys again? All right, so what we're gonna do here is laminate this LOCA sheet onto this piece of glass. All right, so we got the LOCA sheet on there. There we go. All right, let's see if you guys can see this. The LOCA is not touching at all through the middle. It's only tacked on there on the edges of the glass. So just to get that, just so you guys can see that, because that's like super important. So yeah, I'll see it right there. You guys see that? I tried to show you guys in the last video, but it didn't, like, there you go. The LOCA sheet is not touching the glass in the middle at all. Only tacked on the sides. All right, so what we do here, man, I need my hands. All right, so I laid it down right there. And then all you do is when you have a machine like this, all you do is just hit start. And then there goes the airbag. You wait a few seconds and then you just close it right on here. Hold the lid down a little bit and then wait till it starts going. It'll turn red. There you go. There you go. So this little process takes just only 2 minutes. See, it's 60 seconds on this side and then another 60 seconds on the lamination side. So once that's done, we'll be back. All right, so it's almost done. 3, 2, 1. And then you'll hear this thing go, start beeping. All right, once that stops beeping, you lift up the lid and it might be, usually yep, it goes just like that. I need both my hands to lift this up. Hold on, because I need to grab the glass. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys. There's a couple of bubbles left through the middle right there, you see? But that's fine because we're gonna put it through the bubbler machine. You see? But overall, you pretty much expect to do that. But what this does, this pretty much vacuums and sucks the bubbles, the rest of the bubbles out. Now this part does take longer to do. There you go. Now in my other previous video, When I do out of frame, I do these in batches. As you can see, you can probably fit like 10, look, see how many slots there is in there? You do several at a time to save time, because the out of frame method does take a bit longer than if you're doing in frame method with the LOCA glue. But all right, let's put this in. That's how this machine works. Just go like this. As you guys see, it has a gasket. It's airtight. Boom. And then you just hit this button, that's it. And then you'll see the pressure building up right here. See this gauge right here? Close the lid right here. See how it's building up the pressure? The vacuum debubbles. See it? It's gonna suck the rest of the bubbles out. And then when this is done, we'll be back. All right, so this thing is now done. So all we do is just hit this button and it releases all the pressure. So then we just wait till this thing goes all the way down, and until you cannot hear the sound anymore of the releasing the pressure. All right, so now we can open this up, and then we'll take this glass out, we'll grab it, and we'll see how it looks. And it's perfect. There's not one speck of a bubble in there at all. See? Just like that. The LOCA sheet is on the glass perfectly. All right, so what we're gonna do next is this pretty much. We're gonna lay this down like this, and we're gonna lay it right in here. We might as well just use the original frame as the alignment mold, right? Lay this down and lay it right on top of the screen. There's that. There we go. We're gonna align it up with the little ear speaker mesh. So there you go. And then we're just gonna gently just drop this on there. So as you see, it's touching up there, but that's fine. You can touch it all the way through the middle. It doesn't matter because it's gonna go into the machine already. So we'll use a little heat to get this out. There we go. There we go, got this thing out. So as you see, it's touching in the middle. Like I said, that's perfectly fine. You could even have it touch more. So I'm just gonna squeeze it all. Actually, I'm just gonna squeeze it and so it goes all the way up. Okay, I think that's enough. We'll just get this, and then we'll put the screen into the laminating side right here, and then we'll just do the exact same thing as we did with the glass. See right here. Hit menu. Auto mode, just hit start, airbag, right there, and then we'll just lay it down. Let this machine do its thing, and then we'll be back. All right, this thing is done. So there's most likely gonna be bubbles through the middle. Okay, so there's some bubbles that are there. So, but that's fine because we're gonna stick it in the debubbler machine right here. So this one, this side actually takes longer. My machine is a little bit older. They have newer upgraded versions of this machine. So that's why this takes longer in here, but there you guys see. right there. Now we're gonna put it right in here. I'm gonna close the lid. And then hit the button. And then we'll be back. All right, so now this thing is done, and then we'll just hit this button. And then we'll see how it looks. On rare occasions, sometimes you have to do this thing twice, like stick it in the debubbler twice, but we'll see how this thing looks like right now. All right. Let's grab this thing, see how it looks. It looks pretty good. Here, let me put this over here on the table. All right. Oh, it's dust. Okay. So you have two little tiny bubbles right there. And then a micro speck one right there. But this is how it's good that you guys see this, because I'm actually going to show you guys how I get this out. All right, so this is what I do right here. You see the difference when I'm talking to you guys about the best results are out of frame. But those two little dots or speck of a bubbles, this is how I get these out. It's going to go right back in the frame. And this is something that I've heard from somebody else. So I didn't originally learn this on my own, but I did put my own twist on it. So you put this back into the frame. You put this back into this mold. And then what you do is you put it right back onto this hot plate. You put it right back onto this hot plate. You let this thing get warm, right? So when this thing is hot or warm, it's actually hot. So what I believe, the glue, when the glue gets warm, it's easy to work with, right? Because it gets soft. So you let this get to about 95, which that machine says. Let it sit on here for like a good 5 minutes. Let it get warm. All right, so now we're back. So this thing has been on here for at least 5 to 6 minutes, just warming and heating up. So if you touch this, it's pretty warm. So what I'm gonna do is, or my thinking is, that I feel that this thing, the glue will get, not the glue, the bubbles will get sucked out of the glue when the screen is warm. It's easier to work that way. So what I do is I'll just leave it in this thing right here. And I'll just put the whole thing in there, just like this. And then we'll hit the button. And then we'll be back and see how it looks. So basically the screen is going to stay warm the entire time when it's going through the debubbler system. That's why I feel like when it starts to suck the bubbles out of the glue is because the screen is going to stay warm the entire time. That's my thinking. All right, this thing just started buzzing, so that's now ready. Let's see how it looks. I don't think the screen or the mold is hot anymore, so I should be able to just grab it with my hand. All right, let's open this up, take this out. And here we go. Bubbles are gone. Look at this. Just wipe these fingerprints off. This thing is absolutely flawless. There's no bubbles in there whatsoever at all. not on the sides, not anywhere on the bottom at all, anywhere. Perfect freaking job. Look at that. Flawless, flawless, flawless. So now I take this thing out, and now I just got to push right here, and this thing will come back out of the frame. And there it is, out of the frame. Look at that. Let's hook it up, see how it looks. Boom. Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Let's let it boot up a little bit. This is like the perfect job. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect job. All right, everybody, that's gonna be a wrap. If this video helped you out learn anything, especially to suck a tiny little bubble out of the screen, I think I gave you some value, you guys, on that one. Hit the like button for me. It really helps these videos out, and I'll keep on making more videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.